Hey guys, it's your girl Jan, and I'm back with another video. So, as you can see in the title below, how I found out he had a girlfriend. So, today I'm sharing a story I never imagined I'd be telling, but I'm sharing it because I know someone out there needs this. Maybe you're dating again, maybe you've been in a situationship, or maybe you just need confirmation that you're not crazy for feeling what you feel. This is how I found out the guy I was talking to had a girlfriend. So grab your tea, grab your glass, and let's talk. All right, so I met this guy, right? I met this guy a while back, and immediately I was like, wow, he's fine, he's into fitness, he's confident. And I just started my own fitness journey at the time. So in my mind, I'm like, God, you really did that? We clicked right away. Communication was great, it was effortless, everything just flowed. He ticked off all the boxes. When I say everything on my list, every single thing on my list. Okay. We talk every single day for like 9-10 weeks. He was consistent. He was asking me deep questions, encouraging me, pouring to me emotionally, and it just felt great. And truthfully, I was hurting when I met him. I was in a broken place. I felt like I was surviving, but he brought his distraction that made me feel alive again. For a moment, I thought maybe, just maybe, this was something real. But even with all that, something in my spirit felt off. There was this quiet, unsettlement that I just couldn't explain. And I kept telling myself, girl, stop being dramatic. Stop sabotage this. He's good to you. But God was trying to tell me something. Even when things looked perfect, even when we were FaceTiming, laughing, playing games, I couldn't shake the feeling. I ignored it, but my intuition, it was screaming the whole time. Then small things start happening. I'd be in a place and he'd go into the bedroom I'd be at his place. He'd go into the bedroom to make phone call while I sat in the living room. Like, why are you hiding in your own house? He showed me something, a physical object that he claimed was mine. I told him that's not mine. And instead of taking accountability, he flipped it. You're trying to frame me. You're the only girl that comes here except my mom and my sister. Yeah, that was the moment I said, yeah, something is not right. Another time, okay, I was on FaceTime. I saw something in his kitchen cupboard. He brushed it off like, oh, my sister left these here. Sir, your sister is married. It's not, no, your married sister is just not leaving food behind at your apartment. Be for real, okay? Then there were snacks. I know for a fact that he doesn't snack. He doesn't eat snack. Yet they were always there. Then one day they were gone, and I said, where did the snacks go? He said, I ate them. And then I said, but you don't eat snack. Then he said, they expired, and I threw them out. But meanwhile, there's like rotten vegetables in your fridge, sir. You haven't touched? Come on now. Okay. He was good at hiding things. He had his own schedule done. He talked to me in the mornings before work, then talked to her on the way to work, talked to her early in the evenings, and talked to me late at night. I figured it out when I noticed as soon as he got through the door, okay, downstairs, he was like, I gotta go. And if I ever called him right after I knew he left, he wouldn't answer, just text. Same thing in the evening. That's when it hit me. This is the time with someone else. Still, I told myself, girl, stop being crazy, okay? You're overthinking. But everything I suspected turned out to be true. All right. One day I confronted him about the item he tried to say was mine. I was calm but firm. That's not mine, and you know it. Finally he admitted I was talking to another girl. I was like, wait, what? After all this time, after the calls, the talks, the FaceTimes, the emotions, no, you want to say you are not looking for a relationship. So he's like, well, I'm just getting out of a long-term relationship and I'm not looking for anything serious. And I'm like, okay, you could have said this at the beginning, like when we first met. Also, like, if we met and we're talking and then you realize that, hey, well, I don't think this is gonna work, or I don't think it's gonna go further, then you could have just said that. But you didn't say any of that. You kept saying that. He kept saying crazy things. He kept saying, like, God placed you in front of me to know that there are still good people in this world. He was like, you're a great woman. And I was like, he did everything he could to keep me around, right? So even after I tried to walk away several times, he did everything in his power to try to keep me around. So, like, if you don't want a relationship, I was so confused. You don't want a relationship, why are you trying to keep me around? And if you're talking to somebody else or whatever you guys got going on, what do you need me for? So I was like, after all this, now you tell me. So when I confronted him about the thing, and he finally had to admit that it was for somebody else, possibly, or something, I don't know. He still was saying it wasn't for the other person, but I mean, whatever reason, he decided that he wants to come clean. So I was asking him questions because I was like so confused, because I had no idea he was like involved with anybody else. When I said no idea, I said no idea. I was talking to this man every single day on the phone for every single day since we met. There's not one day that we didn't talk on the phone. We spent hours talking on the phone, and in the morning was the same thing. Like, I just didn't, I was shocked. I just didn't think he was talking to anybody else at all. I tried to ask a question. I was like, when did you meet this person? He was like, well, I met her a few months before you. And I was like, oh, because I remember at one time he said, like, why didn't I meet you? Let's say he said December. And I was like, okay, so he probably met somebody around that time. And I was right. He met somebody around that time, even though he said it had nothing to do with a woman. He was just, his relationship was coming to an end and it was hard, but realized that he was lying about that too. So I was so confused. He told me that it was transactional with the other person and she understands, and I'm like, okay, I understand that, but if that's what you're looking for and she's okay with that and she's giving you that, why do you need me? Like, I'm really not that type of girl. I value myself. Okay, I don't do those type of situationship things. I just don't do that. I value myself too much. If a person cannot love me correctly, then they gotta go. So if that's the case, let me know, because I gotta go. So that was when I really knew that it was coming to an end, because you're juggling two women and you're calling it not a relationship. Sir, be serious. I was asking him all the questions. He was talking to this girl every single day. He was seeing her a few times a week. Like, is that not a relationship? Does she know that you're not in a relationship with her, sir? I highly doubt that. Okay, I highly doubt that. But anyways, that's the story he was telling. I was frustrated. Not even heartbroken, just mad, because, if you never wanted something serious, sir, why not say that in the beginning? I told him straight up. I said, listen, you're the devil's advocate, okay? The enemy sent you to distract me. You're the worst thing that happened to me. I wish we never met. Was that harsh? Probably was. But I was done. You can waste my time, insult my intelligence, and then try to clean it up. That was never my intention. Well, your intention doesn't change your impact. Also, what was your intention? If you didn't want to get into a relationship, what exactly was your intention, sir?